let me give you honest for 10 seconds. You know, my first 20 seconds are always crazy through this company. I don't know why. I pay for it. And look, I'm still froze. You see that? Now I'm unfroze. I don't know. I pay him and it happens. You know what I mean? This is a whatever. I don't want to speak bad about the company because this interface is very easy to use. But look, man, anyway, it's your boy Rilo from the Cooking Show 262.0. And right now what I want to do is I'm gonna put rumors to rest. I'm gonna give you guys some actual factuals, okay, so you understand what's going on with this Gunna thing. Listen, you got two sides to every coin, okay? You have his story, her story, the truth. You have playing out rumors, bullshit, clickbait, and I mean all kinds of other charades that go on when speaking about other people's business. Now, when you look at the Gunna thing, I spoke on the video as soon as it happened. The day Gunna got out, I dropped the video. Okay. I said there's gonna be a lot more to it. Might be some strategies here, some things that we don't know that are going on in the background. All right. But I did speak to a board certified attorney. Now, this is a trial lawyer. This is a trial lawyer. So the information that I'm going to give you guys, some of it's common sense. Honestly, some of it's kind of common sense. But everything else is coming from a board certified attorney. All right. For one, did Gunna snitch? Let me ask you this. If I'm riding in the car with you, right, and we both have guns, drugs, and some other shit, and they ask me, are those your guns and your drugs? And I say no, then whose drugs could they be? If it was just him and Young Thug in the car, he already told right there, okay? An admission of guilt. That was not an admission of guilt. That was saying, no, I'm not guilty. Those guns are not mine. Bam, those are his. All right. So there's a couple other things that go on with plea deals. First, let's understand a plea deal. All right. I think this is what he said to break down that would make it easiest for people to understand. So this is the lowest common denominator right here. There are two parts to a plea deal. The first is the waiver to your right to trial. You're waiving your right to trial. And a few other things. You're waiving your right to a few other things, like to call witnesses and do things like that because you're not going to trial. You're waiving your right to trial. All right. And then there's factual basis where you have to admit guilt. Okay. A plea does not exist without an admission of guilt. So you have to admit guilt. And that's what Gunna did. He admitted guilt, pled guilty. He admitted his guilt. Well, no, he didn't plead guilty. He took an Alfred plea. Okay. Now, an Alfred plea is saying that I'm maintaining my innocence, but I believe that if there were to be a trial, there's a chance that I could get found guilty. Right. But he still did make a couple admissions of guilt. Right. And you heard the district attorney, she was the one having him repeat what she was saying, or not repeat what she was saying, but say yes, yes, ma'am, to the things that she was saying. When she was saying, is YSL a gang? He said yes, right? He admitted that it's a gang, period. Did you commit crimes along with others in this gang in furtherance of the gang? Yes, he admitted guilt. All right. So, I mean, and that's not surprising. There's what 29 other people on this case, right? Gunner's not going to be the only snitch. He's not going to be the only snitch. But the thing here is that Gunna also has admitted to being a high-ranking member of YSL, right? Making him a high-profile witness. So he's taking a plea deal, hoping that everybody else takes a plea deal so that he doesn't have to testify. The big question here is what everybody's asking, and I know what you're all asking, is what Gunna did and the plea deal that he took, is it detrimental to any of the other people? Did he snitch on other people? All right. So, can his statement basically be used against another person in their trial? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Unless there's a specific agreement that says that, you know, his statement can't be used against anybody else in the trial. And again, the defense is going to negotiate too. So the prosecution is going to say, look, here's the deal. And the defense is going to say, okay, we want this, 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 and this. That could be one of the things that they negotiated, that his statement and his admission of guilt, etc., cannot hurt anybody else in the trial, right? But I highly doubt that. I highly doubt the DA is going to go for that kind of a deal when what she wants is to hurt YSL. She wants to bury these cats. Okay. So unless there is a special agreement for them to leave, like I said, to leave out what he admitted to, and to that it won't hurt any of the YSL members in their trial. It's an admission against penal interest. Okay. That makes it not hearsay. So what he said, yes, I admitted to gang. Yes, I admitted I did this. Yes, I admitted I did that. No, those weren't my guns. No, those weren't my drugs. Okay. When you point your finger at yourself and say that you did something wrong, it's an admission of guilt. It's not hearsay. It's not hearsay. All right. Now his plea got him 50 hours of community service. He has to speak to kids about gangs. He can't have any guns. He's got 1 year time served and a 5-year suspended sentence, which means that if he messes up, he can go to prison for 5 years. Right. He also did this on the eve that the trial was supposed to start. He had taken this plea. There's rumors out there that the label already knew that Gunner was going to do this, that they had something to do with it, and that when he signed the YSL, this whole RICO case and everything is a breach of his contract, and that uh, he's going to basically be able to do his own thing now. Does Gunner have a career after snitching? The question, did he snitch? I think that if you think that other people can't get convicted on his information, then you're wrong. All right, period. They stated anyone. Young Thug had a tweet where he stated in this tweet or this Instagram post that not about this trial. This was before. This was random, just some shit they dug up. So remember that when you're posting. He said anyone who goes to court and tells the truth is gonna die. Period. Okay. Gunner went to court. Gunner told the truth. At first, everybody was thinking, well, is Gunner, are they setting this up so Gunner can be on the streets and move some things around and it has, get the right mechanics so we can win the trial? Young Thug would have never told him to admit that they were a gang, to go out there and get free and help him out with the trial. So, I mean, it just would have never happened. That was the most detrimental thing that could have happened, was him saying that they were a gang. His lawyer says he's not cooperating. But like I said, the big question is, can his statement used against another person in their trial? And yes, it can. Again, unless there's a specific agreement that was made in the plea agreement. We don't know that. I highly doubt that. The DA is not going to go for that. She wants them buried, and she got what she needed from Gunner. But I'm going to tell you like this: Gunner's testimony, and this was another question that I asked: could Gunner's testimony be the main thing that buries YSL? And no, it's not. It's not enough, because what Gunner wasn't there for that much of a period of time. You understand? And if you remember, a couple years back, there was a video circulating about Gunner. I don't know if it was on the news, or if it was on, First 48 or something like that. But I guess his cousin was implemented in the murder, and it sound like, I don't know if he was taking the rap for the other guy or whatever, but Gunner was telling these people that, no, my cousin was wearing red, that guy was wearing red, and the other guy is the one that killed the person. My cousin didn't kill the person, and he's maintaining that his cousin is innocent and that the other person is the one that killed the person. He's a witness to it. He was already telling right there. But listen, let's talk about telling. And let me tell you this. 95% of you watching, and don't take offense to this, because I'm hoping that whoever's watching me are civilians. You know what I mean? I love any viewers. Anybody who supports me, anybody who's a viewer, whether you're a member of a gang or a criminal organization, or you're a civilian. If you are a civilian, and you're under no obligation from a gang or anything else to stop you from telling the police the truth or testifying or quote unquote snitching, right? You're a civilian. These people run around and act like killers and act like gangbangers and hold up guns in their videos. I don't know if Gunna's popular for doing that. I honestly, I never really liked his music too much, so I never like checked for Gunner. I don't. He's probably nowhere in my history at all. Um, I just didn't like his music that much. Um, I thought he was, and this goes to something else I wanted to say. Does he have a career after telling? I think he was already tapping into the design world, the fashion design world. I mean, he's definitely a fashion savvy guy. He's a very well dresser. Um, he can make money in clothing. He can still have a career in the industry. 6ix9ine has a career. It kind of slowed down, but he still has a career. I mean, there's a number of things he can do. You know what I'm saying? The guy wasn't involved with these people too long, and suddenly he's in an indictment. I don't know if Gunn is guilty, because I don't know him. We won't know if he's really snitching until right before the trial. Right before the trial starts, when they start to call the witness pool and all of those things. And again, they said they're calling 300 witnesses. 300 witnesses. Bro, if they got 300 it's a wrap. Why are you going to trial? You know what I'm saying? But they got to fight. You're going to fight against, the first plea they're offering you was 80, 90 years or something like that. That's not facts. That's not something that I've heard. But just think about it. They're coming at you like, yo, we'll offer you 90 years. Like, fuck that, bro. You're already talking about the rest of my life. We got to go to trial. We're just going to have to fight this shit. You know what I mean? Logically. But, when you want to break this thing down to its lowest common denominator, did Gunner snitch? Yes, Gunner snitched years ago when he did the thing on TV. Gunner snitched when he said that the guns and the drugs were not his in the car. They were Young Thug's. And can his statement be used to bury other people in their trials? It absolutely can. It absolutely can. You want to call him a snitch? You call a horse a horse. You call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. But like I said, his testimony and cooperation alone couldn't be the one thing that buries YSL. because it's going on before him. So I mean, he got dealt a shitty hand, man. You know, he got in the music industry and he blew up very, very fast. I mean, he was a super creative guy. Lil Baby actually said he taught him how to rap. You know, I know they have a close relationship and they were cool. And you know, the guy gets in and all of a sudden it's all the who's to tell if he wanted all that criminal shit. You know, I feel like these younger rappers these days, they forget it's all about, yo, my homies, my crew, my boy. You know what I'm saying? We used to hear the rappers like Big, they was talking about getting their moms out. And even FBG Duck, man, rest in peace, you know, mama's house. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about getting his mama out. Like this was all about, you know, making money and furthering your family, man. Bring a couple of your boys along with you, man, that are your brothers. I understand that. Go back every now and then, give back. You know what I'm saying? But you're supposed to do this for your family. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to become a rapper, make it, catch that huge blessing, and then, you know, be involved in the criminal elements in the streets and selling drugs. I mean, what are you, stupid? You just caught, I mean, one of God's greatest blessings, and then you spit in his face and you expect him not to bury you. I don't know what you believe in, you know what I mean? But I believe in a higher power. I believe in a God, and I believe, you know, you disrespect God, he won't spare the rod. Spoil the child, spare the rod. He ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? You guys got to count your blessings. You kids out there, you know, always be appreciative of the things that you get. You might not have as much as the next guy, but listen to me. Appreciate what you have. Appreciate what anybody gives you because it came from the kindness of their heart. It might be all they had to give, and they just felt like you deserved it. Always appreciate your blessings. Everything is a blessing. When you wake up in the morning, able to hear, see, you're free, you can do anything with your day. That's a blessing. That's one of the biggest blessings of them all, man. Every day above ground is a good day. Appreciate your blessings. Don't ever throw them back in God's face. And when you're in God's grace, take that wave and run with it. Run with it. When you make it, don't ever look back, man. Get your family, get them situated, and live your life like you're supposed to. Live your dream. He was living his dream, and now it turned into a nightmare, man. And you know what? He's still a human being. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to judge anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not happy that a man's career could be ruined or that a man has to be painted in this light. You know, and I don't have an opinion about him snitching either. I don't. It was his situation. He made the best decision that he felt he could make for himself, and I'm not gonna bash a man for that. Do I condone snitching? I don't, but I also don't condone being in the streets anymore. You know what I mean? I've done that. I've been there. I don't condone that. I condone education. I condone ownership. I condone generational wealth. I condone breaking vicious cycles, you know, in generational curses. That's what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in my viewers and everybody that believes in me. So on that note, I really, 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 really appreciate you watching. If you did tune in, I hope I didn't offend anybody. All I spoke was fact. Nothing that I was reading off my little papers was opinion. That was all fact from a trial attorney. Uh, Draw your own conclusions. Leave them in the comments if you want. Cooking Show 262.0. Rilo, I'm out. I really appreciate you. Check out my little thing that I got scrolling on the bottom as a message for you guys. You see that? Read it. And hit that bell so you get all the notifications, or you're stupid. Because it's the Cooking Show 262.0 and I'm cooking up the hottest motherfucking content. I'm not giving you his side or her side. I'm giving you the truth and the facts, and I always will. I love y'all. Peace. Peace.